Good morning, friends. It is another episode of I Can't Sleep, so I'm making a video. Today I decided that I would permanently ink this pen for the year. I don't know why, but I have a very strong desire to ink up a few pens this year that will be just inked continuously, and I think it's because I want to dedicate this towards a planner. Now, this pen, I think the perfect match is actually Diamond Inkvent's Marie Rose. However, I don't feel like using it. I already used it in December. It was wonderful. I don't feel like swatching it out again, so I'll just show you the swatch. It's not perfect, but it's very, very close. So if anybody has this pen, you might want to look out for this one as your match. Instead, I don't know if it's want to say permanently inked, but I definitely want to continuously ink, at least for this year or for several months, ink this one up with a brown ink. Because of that, I'm going to swatch all of the brown inks in my collection today. Now, I decided I would only do the bottles and not the ink samples because one, that would overwhelm me, and two, I wouldn't be able to have enough to fill this up for the year, I don't think. This is a notebook that I started, I think it was in 2023 actually, or it was late 2022. And I had high hopes for this notebook. I actually took all of the boxes of my ink bottles, deconstructed them because I didn't have enough space, and then glued them into the cover. I completely forgot about this. And then, what was this? Date catalog. Oh, I was gonna catalog new ink by date every time I got new ink. Completely forgot about that. Brand catalog? Oh, yeah. I labeled it by the alphabet, and I was gonna swatch it by brand too. Holy cow. Yeah, I just got so busy in the last 2 years that I'm hoping this is the year that I actually sit down and let myself have fun and enjoy my items rather than just constantly trying to buy the next thing. So I did do Diamond Inkvent in here. But what I've mostly used this for, by the way, this is the old Tomoe River paper in the Hobonichi notebooks. It's my favorite paper and it's completely gone now, but I still have some of it left. Color catalog. This is where you might have seen in some of my videos, there was a time where I was trying to swatch all of the inks that I own. Like if it was coming in a sample or bottle, I would try to swatch it. So apparently I did pretty good with the pinks. Pink and then red. I didn't expect myself to have that many pinks, so I only dedicated one page. I wanted to do magenta a little bit different, so it gave its own page. I did find I had to skip pages because of the ghosting and bleed through. My greens, I tried to group them together if I knew that they would be pretty similar, but I didn't always predict how the ink would come out. Like the Sailor Shikiori Rikuyocha, I still don't understand why it came out blue, but apparently heavy swatches can come out blue on Tomoe River paper. But look at these. That's how I discovered that, well, I knew upon swatching these that these were going to be pretty similar, but I didn't know when I bought them. Isn't that interesting? Or no, this one came with an Inkvent. This one came with a sample set, and then this one I actually bought. So the green one will be fun. I have a lot more to add. Wow, look at the blue. I left a few pages for colors that I knew would be popular. Here's orange. I don't like orange. Yellow. There were some inks that I was wondering if it belonged in the yellow or the brown, but I picked out what I could. So in the brown, we've got Lennon Toolbar Sesame Oil. So that was a sample from Yoseka, but I have since bought a full-size bottle. I actually haven't used it much. It looks like it's sealed, but I actually open it from the bottom. Colorverse Eric Off is actually from the New Horizons set. I don't feel like bringing it out, and thankfully it's already swatched. These two were from Diamond Inkvent 2023 or 4. I think it was 3. Monteverde Pumpkin crossed with Colorverse Pioneer Container. Oh yeah, even when I was making ink mixes, I was also putting it in here because I thought it would be cool. I also didn't think I would have as much ink as I do today, so I just wanted every single possibility of brown or anything in here. Diamond Inkvent Pick Me Up. There was a lot of browns in that calendar. Monteverde USA Pumpkin Cake. That was one of my very first inks, and I had a mold scare, but it turns out it was just crusty. And then for some reason I threw out the cap, and I had to seal the bottle with like a piece of plastic and a rubber band. That was a stupid idea. I ended up only having like 5 mils left of it, but that's why I mixed it so hard. I used so much of it. I was mixing with other inks. So we need to wash this out actually. I think it still has Marie Rose in there. I usually will wash these out and then put them away, but this is one of the ones where I'm almost immediately filling it back up after it's been dried. So this will be fun. I'm so excited. I feel like it's been, I don't know, it's time for me to sit down with my collection and just catalog what I have, enjoy what I have, and I'm sure I'm not the only one doing this in 2026. I have more than enough ink bottles just in brown to fill up, and I'm ready. I need to anti-enable myself so that I can really focus on building out my collection, or if anything, reducing my collection into only the pens that I really enjoy using. And my problem is that I'm always an anxious seller, and I also never like to let go of my things. For some reason, every single pen that I've ever bought, I still have like some use for it, which is so strange. I mean, I guess that's a good thing, but it's also like, do I really need to hold on to some of these? Okay, I know it's not fully clean, but I've been much more relaxed with cleaning lately. Okay, let's pull our notebook, and then I guess we'll just go from right to left. You can't see, but all of my bottles are lined up here. So one of the most recent ones is actually, I just realized that the Diamine Inkvent ones, they're very low because I've actually shared most of the bottles. Actually, no, I've shared pretty much 100% because I did the giveaway, but I do have a personal set as well. So I think these ones, it'll just be like around the rim. Oh, this one is a pigment and it's darker, so I think I remember it being around here. This is Diamine Antler, and I do remember enjoying this one when I swatched the calendar, but I don't like pigment inks, and I'm actually a little worried about how it's going to affect this glass dip pen. I am very precious about this pen, but whatever. Diamine. It appears that I did not write the year for these ones, so I guess I won't for the others. It's actually not that easy to write sideways, but we're gonna do our best. Diamine Inkvent Antler. At the time that I started this swatch book, Leanne likes her circle swatches were really popular, so that's why I started doing circles, and now I just have to commit, right? But yeah, my fear is with the pigment ones, it gets a little too stuck on your nib. And then I don't know what's going on with Diamine. Somebody posted on Reddit about Lady Grey affecting the rose gold nibs. Wonder how that's going. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty hesitant with the Diamine pigment inks right now. I know some of you commented in one of my videos trying to reassure me, but I keep hearing things. From the same calendar, we are getting Smoky Tobacco, which was a scented ink. Yummy. They actually surprisingly gave us more than the 12 mils because I'm saying we because it's actually my husband who did almost all of the ink samples that I gave away, and I split this into 4 ink samples, so it should be empty, but there's actually just enough ink to maybe fill 1 cartridge. Not a cartridge maybe, but a converter, especially your Pilot Vanishing Point converter. Wow, this is scented. I don't know what smoky tobacco is supposed to smell like, but this just smells like old men to me. Okay, we're definitely not gonna do a scented ink for the whole year. That would be insane. So it's funny how the first 2 inks I just picked up already are a no, but that's okay. We're still going to go through all of these. I might stop the video and go back to bed because I didn't sleep much, but I'll come back and you guys won't even know. Maybe you will know. Diamine Inkvent Smoky Tobacco. That's fun. It is interesting to see how they dry too. Here's another Diamine ink. It's Raw Sienna. Can't remember if I actually inked up with this one, but I got this from Cult Pens. I had placed an order for my platinum shape of a heart pen, and maybe I'll put it here. Oh, it's darker than I thought it would be. I needed free shipping, and I remember adding this to my cart along with a lot of other Time on ink bottles, actually, because they were really cheap back then before tariffs. They were around $3 to $4 a bottle, and yeah, I don't know, you could just, it was like the price of a sample. Raw sienna. I actually don't know what raw sienna means, and the writing is getting pretty hectic. This one's okay. Not a bad candidate. I can't tell the wetness though, and I know my Pilot Vanishing points only like wet inks. I suppose I could always ink it up and then take it out if it really doesn't work out. So that's darker than I expected. I guess I should have put it down here. Oh well. Finally, I think this is our last diamine. This is Tobacco Sunburst. I feel like this one is lighter. I forgot we can use this side of the page too. So we'll just continue that way. Maybe I'll do it up here. Oh gosh. Gotta avoid the inks that are still drying. It almost looks the same. Okay, it's a little lighter. This is more like honey. Well, I don't think it'll be that dark, but it has more of a honey tone to it. Most browns don't have sheen. I guess there's like the sheening ones that are sheening green, but yeah, most browns only have shading. Oh crap, I forgot to write the name. I'm already starting to get distracted. Alright, this is what happens when you try to film videos on 3 hours of sleep, which is weirdly becoming such a trend with me. I need to work on that really, really badly. Diamine, Tobacco, Sunburst. I'm sure I will add to this page as I get more ink bottles, even though I literally just said I shouldn't be getting more. I think there's one in my collection that I never even opened, and it's too difficult to go and find that one right now. It's packed away, and yeah, it'll be okay. I'm not gonna add it. Alrighty, moving on to the other ink vent is Golden Air Glow from Colorverse, and this one has shimmer. I also shared samples of these. This was a very nice ink vent, in my opinion. I was questioning if this one should be a yellow, but oh well. Maybe I'll put it closer to the front. Okay, maybe it wasn't this one, but there was only one brown, which I didn't realize. Oh, I was thinking of Follow the Water. Yeah, so my memory of what I think it's gonna be in lightness or darkness is so off right now. Colorverse, ink vent. Oh no, it's Color Vent. Golden Air Glow. The handwriting isn't gonna be perfect. I like this one a lot. I think it's very interesting how there are just so many inks out there, so no one ever really has the same collection. I'm always discovering new inks from people when I watch their videos. You know what's crazy though is that, hold on, this one is Robert Oster Cafe Crema. I remember this one being light. Maybe we'll put our lighter inks over here. What was I saying? What's crazy is that, you know how YouTube gives you a recap? Oh wow, I think I've given a lot of samples of this out. You know how YouTube gives you a recap of, it's like Spotify Wrapped, but like YouTube? Apparently every single thing, my top 5 was like all stationery channels, like all fountain pen channels. It made me realize like how much time do I put into this hobby? Like I'm really, really into stationery, apparently. I gotta fall asleep to it, or I guess I don't sleep. So sometimes I fall asleep to it, sometimes it keeps me up. It's just wild. Does anyone else have that? Like your YouTube was predominantly stationery channels? I just like realized it when I said something about watching other people's videos. This is a really good ink. It flows really, really well. It's one of my first browns, and I remember liking it so much. Cafe Crema. I really liked inking it in my Sailor Pro Gear Slim. It was like a favorite of mine of the year. Although I never really did favorite inks of the year. I still haven't done it for 2025. I don't know when this video will come out because I've been filming a lot of videos, not editing them, so they're kind of just piling up. Oh, that's good. I might do that one again. When I mean again, I mean like back to what I was just saying. I kept using it the 1 year I got it. The Robert Oster inks usually flow pretty well. This one is from their collaboration, the Coffee Monsters Co. And I think I don't remember if she's bringing any of these back, but I don't think they have come back. So I'm really glad I got them when I did. They were my very first order from Helen, and now I'm subscribed to her. I think it's pretty close to this. I'm subscribed to her washi subscription, which I guess she's going away with, or not going away with, but replacing with just like a 1 time a year thing this year, which is fine. But It's kind of crazy that I never really bought stickers from her or washi tape until I've always been interested, but I never really did it until she released ink. Oh god, that was too much. And now she's got a customer, a repeat one. Robert Oster Coffee Monster. Should I say times TCMC Coffee Monster. That's a good one too. It's darker. I think I was contemplating between brown and gray. I don't want to use black for some reason. It just doesn't have enough personality to it. The black inks, the gray ones, and the brown ones, they shade very well. So here is Colorverse Colorvent Air Glow. That's so pretty. But I'm not gonna use a shimmer ink in my Pilot Vanishing Point. And then here's how the antler dried. So it's pretty close to Aerocoff actually. But this one's more, it looks sweeter. If that makes sense. Smoky Tobacco. Not using that one. I do like the Tobacco Sunburst, but it's too light for a yearly ink. I very, very rarely do like permanent inks for my fountain pens. I like to switch up ink all the time. I get annoyed if it's been inked up with something for too long, even though I always do full fills. I don't know why, but for some time I had my Pilot Elite 95S inked up with Diamine Earl Grey, and I would use that in the monthly section of my planner. I just really enjoy having a consistent ink color to mark down my monthly plans so that when I'm flipping through it's not so disjointed. So that's kind of the idea here. Like, I should be writing my resolutions and filling out the monthly plans in my planner, but instead I was like, let me procrastinate that by swatching my entire brown ink collection. So that's how we got here. This is Caramel Macchiato, and I remember it being very light, so I might actually move down here. I hope I'm right about this. I feel like I'm wrong already. Can you even see it? But I think it's just a heavy swatch. So this one is three oysters. Did I do this one? I'm surprised it's not on here. Caramel Macchiato. I think one of the cats is trying to get out of the room, so I'm gonna come back. Of course I walk away with an open bottle sitting on my desk. That's really pretty. I remember it having a pretty good flow too. I really enjoyed that one in my Pro Gear Slim line friends. The brown one with the little bear on the finial. That's one of my favorite pens. I haven't used it in a while. I guess it's just been a few months. My pen collection has grown quite substantially. Ow! Ow, ow, ow. I rammed my knee into the table. This one is Peniter. It has no label on it, but it is sepia. And I got this one from an Atlas Stationer's Nexi box. If you don't know what an Nexi box is, I can link the video in the cards. But essentially, it is this mystery box. My knee still hurts. Mystery box that they do during their monthly experienced pen sale. So if you don't know what that means, typically every month they will run a sale where the pens are either used and resold from their retail store, but they're like very gently used, like either they were a sample in the store, or most of them is probably returns from people, or the product is damaged in some way when it was shipped to them. But yeah, and they sell it for a discounted price, and it happens over on Discord, and it's quite the adrenaline rush if you are trying to bid for an item. But yeah, it's fun. I somehow managed to get a Nexi box one time, and this came in that. I actually have 2 bottles of this, so that might be a good candidate. It's very dark though, although it is close to that brown that I was saying, the brown black. Well, now I'm leaning towards these 2 right now, Peniter Sepia and the Robert Oster Coffee Monster. I think I just got a whiff of that smoky tobacco ink. This one is from the brand Ink Mazuru, and it's sold by NBC. I saw it at the same time as when I got this pen, or this dip pen. They look so good together. From the same company, and Atlas was selling them, so I was like, I've never tried this brand of ink before, so I justified the purchase. This is a brown that leans kind of red, so we're gonna use it over here. to see how close it is to the Monteverde pumpkin cake. I remember being a little bit underwhelmed with this one because of how red it is. Something smells. This one, I think it's just the scent of the ink, hopefully. Kasama chestnut brown. Oh my god. Ugh, I had to go up and around. Ugh, it's awful. Yeah, I don't think I'll use this one because I don't really like how red it is. They also just give you a really small bottle. It's 25 mils. No, it's 18 mils and it was like $25. Kind of pricey. Okay, we only have 2 more inks to go. That is kind of crazy. I thought I would have like 30 because I feel like I'm always really into brown inks now. But maybe I either am so tired that I didn't look at my stash correctly, or we don't have as many as I thought. But this doesn't include samples, so maybe the samples are what I'm thinking about. Although this is still a pretty good number. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, which is a lot. It's not like 5. So this is how I ended up buying so much ink. I look at the collection and I'm like, it doesn't look like that much. But when you think about the breakdown of how many fills you'll get, it's kind of insane. This is a lighter ink. I love this one. I recommend it to everybody. It is actually half full now because I keep making samples to try to get people hooked to this ink. It is called Tiranishi Guitar Taisho Roman Nostalgic Honey. I'm just gonna write Nostalgic Honey from Tiranishi, but it is so pretty and I love the name Tiranishi. I swear sometimes I just buy the ink because of the name, but it's just like, I don't know, there's something so welcoming about it, and it does kind of look like honey. Well, I don't think it actually looks like honey, but it's the name. It's a pleasure to write with too. Wow, that's actually pretty close too, because this is like a weird yellow. They call it deep yellow, I think. That's not bad, but I don't want my plans to look like that ink color, so darn. Should get like a brown Pilot Vanishing Point, the whiskey one, but that would have it's probably so expensive now. Last one is going to be this Chocolate. Is that how you say it? That's how I'm gonna say it. But it's from Vinta. And this one actually came from a Nexi box as well. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I honestly thought it was gonna be forever, but I guess it's because I don't have the samples included in here, which is probably a good idea. I know Vinta is known for evaporating ink, so let's hope that I still have ink in here. I can't remember what level it was at, but it doesn't look too bad. And I think someone said the new caps are better. It still kind of looks like it evaporated a little, unless I just used a lot of it. This one's a darker one too, so let's throw it near Coffee Monsters Co. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay, there's some like honey goldenness to it. I love swatching ink. I really miss doing it. I think for a while I was only doing it if I got new ink, but now this is a good incentive to use my collection. Look how pretty that is. I just knocked over an ink bottle. Thankfully the cap is on. So how we doing? I've used that recently. Not recently, it was like halfway through 2025, so I don't think I'll use that one. I'm seriously leaning towards the Robert Oster Coffee Monster. I know I used that one last year for something, but yeah, that one might be good. What do you guys think? I'll probably end up doing it before you guys even respond. So Diamond Raw Sienna, but the text is not as dark. If I want dark text, it would be, wow, I didn't know Tonighter came out like that. I don't remember it looking like that. Interesting. I would go with that one because it's the darkest, but this one excites me more. And I know I should like save it because it's probably limited edition or something, but isn't it the best time to use your ink? Like to enjoy it, right? So this it brings you joy because the Coffee Monster Co. brings me joy. But what if I get tired of it? But I don't feel the spark of joy from the sepia or anything else really. Look at the swatch for the caramel macchiato though. Compared to the actual writing, the Tiranishi is almost orange. So good. Okay, we are going to do the Coffee Monsters, I think. And that will be all for now for the brown inks. Take one last look, see if there's any that you may enjoy. I do like Diamond Yule Log a lot, and Dusted Truffle is a good one too. Although the writing itself is a little light. Here we go. Gonna take this one off screen. Guess I should look at the bleed through too. Wow. Oh, no, no, no. Oh my god. Okay, moving this out of the way so I can ink up my pen. Do we really want this one? No, this is Cafe Crema. Do we really want it? I'm like hesitant now. I don't know why. I have a sample of a Pilot discontinued ink too, but that's not gonna get me through the year. I might. It takes a while if I'm only writing monthly plans, but the Coffee Monsters Co. brings me joy. We're doing it. It's not like I have any other option. I'm not buying any more ink. I say that, but I do have an Atlas mystery box on the way. I don't understand how people fill this. Sometimes it's like you have to expel some of it and then suck it up again. I should really just use a syringe. Let me find a syringe. I don't normally like to use a syringe. Oh my god. No. No, no. My ink was drying. Oh, okay. Good thing I capped it. That happened. This happened. Okay, everything else was dry, so it's not too bad. Why does this happen? My stickers are on the floor. I'm gonna go back to bed after this. I'm sad. Okay, so this is what happens when I try to suck ink in. Everybody knows that this converter sucks, but I always thought it would have a little bit more in there. Watch me knock over this entire bottle. Oh, crap. Okay, well, this is why I have the leather piece. Whoa! Did you see that? That's cool. Well, this is how your undyed leather gets dyed, I guess. I bought this piece from Michael's thinking that I would make a cover, and then I ended up using it as a writing surface when I was making my wedding invitations, and I got gold calligraphy ink on it. And then I was kind of just like, well, let's see what happens if I just do all my inky messes on. Because you guys know I'm always screwing something up on this channel. I'm always like knocking over stuff now. And I used to be so good at not doing that. Now it feels nice to actually like stain it up because I want to see what happens over time. Is that too full? Probably. Oops. Hopefully it doesn't mess it up too bad. Oh my god. Mistakes were made. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was too full. So that's great. That's great. Everything's wonderful. There we go. I've never done this. That's kind of cool. Okay. Dip pen is clean. And now all we gotta do is find my notebook. Started this. See the back. Wow, that's kind of cool. It looks awful, but maybe over time it would look good. What do you guys think? You think it'll just look like crap? Probably. I've probably already talked about this one, so I might not go over it again, but in case you didn't watch those other videos, this is my like ongoing inked journal. Got the idea. I think it was actually Feed the Ink Dragon. That's their username. But then Simona from Simone, I saw her using the date stamps and I thought that was cool. So, and I'm not doing per year, I'm just doing like forever. So that we'll see how many pen and ink combinations I make throughout this notebook. Pilot. Oh yeah, I inked up one last night because like I said, I wanted to make it a dedicated pen for a planner. And that one was inked with Mont Blanc Cool Gray, but it also had some brown left over in it. And I did not like it. So I'm probably gonna clear that one out and use a gray. Pilot Vanishing Point. Oh, maybe I should make a gray inks video. Pilot Vanishing Point, deep yellow. But no guarantees because my video schedule's all over the place. This one's actually, I'm gonna say the 14 karat rhodium nib because this is a nib replacement unit. The unit that it comes with is a regular, it's like special alloy steel. And in the Nexi box from Atlas, I got a Vanishing Point unit, which was crazy. And I put it in here. This is Robert Osser crossed with the Coffee Monsters Co. And it's called Coffee Monster. And then we'll just do this. The swatch is lighter. Interesting. There we have it. Thank you so much for joining me. And it's a little light. But my paper is different. This is the same kind of planner or notebook, the Hobonichi. But my planners are different, so maybe it will come out darker. But it's also a medium nib. I need to go before I have a crisis about it. If you are interested in any other ink videos, I will leave the playlist here. Until then, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!